Happy Friday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 432. It is Friday, September 12th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have been creating, I should say recreating, cards that I first started doing in Facebook, because you can no longer go back and see hashtag number 59 because it's been deleted. So I have been going through all my Facebook Lives, and I've saved like 99% of them. And so I have been revisiting previous Facebook Lives, redoing them, and basically casing myself and adding new product, or basically changing it up a little bit, using new product, and maybe adding a different technique. I don't know. So we'll see where it's going. And so far I've been able to download them, and I've been putting them on my YouTube page. So then that way you can go back and see the original card, and then you can also see how I recreated it. So just to let you know, the Twins game is on. So if you see me going over there just now, Twins are 5-2 in the 5th inning. So we're actually winning a game here at home. So it's been a very dismal season for the Twins. Go Vikes. So I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I will let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. He caught the ball. Bad Arizona, bad Diamondbacks. Okay, hold on. It's Friday night, right? Okay, so I am going to put you over and loosen it up a little bit. Hopefully we can twist. We did a nice twist. We didn't get caught. Sometimes it gets stuck. You don't loosen it up enough, and it can get caught. Okay, so I'm going to move that towards me. Squish in a little bit. Add a little bit more light to the subject, and we are down here. Cool. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. And my Instagram page is Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store, which is open 24/7, is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address. So if you do not have a demonstrator that you're working with, you could certainly request a catalog from me. And hi, Tina, welcome. And my Facebook page is Stampin' for Joy. So what happens is I am on my Joy Borwedge page, and I'm creating this Facebook Live. And then the project that we do tonight, I take a picture of it and I download it to Instagram. And then I will also download this Facebook Live. Happy Friday. It's nice to see you, Tina. I will download this Facebook Live onto my YouTube page so that you can go back in and see this replay. Now, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, do all the fun things on the YouTube page. And then I also put my picture of today's card, and then also I download the video onto my Stampin' for page. So you can find me in several different places. So do that, like and do the share thing, do the heart. That really helps me out in the analytics of Facebook. And then also it does YouTube. So let's talk about a few things first. Let's see here. This is the current catalog, and we also have the Holiday Mini, and I put that over here. And So if you do not have a catalog, you can ask for me. Now this is our main catalog. Stampin' Up! Releases one a year, and then we have a mini catalog, generally in the spring, and then we have another one kind of late summer, fall. Depends on what you call September. Depends on where you live, I guess, right? So we have just turning another light off. So we have a a fall mini catalog, and we call it, that have been around a long time, the Holiday Mini. And so it starts basically from late summer and it goes through into the new year, because there are different occasions in this catalog. There's also scrapbooking in here. So you can find the table of contents in the front page. So we have a step-by-step. So we have, if you're kind of new, hi hon, we have kits collection, scrapbooking collection. Then we also have the quick and easy options. And then, so we have memories and more, mix and match, and then we have card and tag and scrapbook templates. So that's a really great way to change up your card making by using templates, and I love to do that. Then also creating Creativity Your Way, the Sweet Collections, scrapbooking from scratch, and we also have the bundles. So it's a really great, so it's an addition. Now the other addition is the online exclusives, and now that does not get publicated. It doesn't get published because it takes 2 years to make a publication like those two you just saw. So Stampin' Up! Has the online exclusives, which gives you more new product to play with all throughout the year. So we're actually going to be playing with one of the online exclusives that came out earlier, and that's going to be Painterly Pairs. It happens to be one of my favorite sets in the online store. But let's talk about a few more things. Halloween is coming up, so do not forget about that. They are in the online store. Now, this is a suite, and then we also have a kit, which puts together these really cute treat holders. Now, they're called milk cartons, and so they are great for you to get several kits put together, and then you can invite girls over and have a fun time playing with them. Great grandkids, or having your sister come over and help put them together and put little treats in there. Great for neighbors and great for teachers. So that's kind of a lot of fun to play with. Now, like I said, the online exclusives do the same thing as you see in the publications, where it has a stamp set and a bundle. Now, this one actually has foiled frame label ephemera pack. And so now this ephemera pack, you could certainly buy it by itself, or you could buy it in the whole suite. The Designer Series paper, this one has an embossing folder, and it has the beautiful strawberry slush and pink, pretty and pink gems. So I'm just going to show you one more online exclusive, and that is called the Floral Charms Suite Collection. Now, these can vary. Okay, so like there's another suite collection that has 2 Designer Series papers. Some of them might have 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets. So don't forget to check out the online exclusives, because you can see some awfully cool Designer Series paper on there and embellishments. Now, the last chance list was updated not too long ago, and some products that had a discount were added more of a discount. So if you like to shop good deals, check out the Last Chance list. Also, these are products that are while supplies last. Once they are off the Last Chance products list, then they move over to the discontinued list and they will never be restocked. So check that out. And I would like to invite you to join World Card Making Day, which is October 4th. Now you need to register, because what's going to happen is Stampin' Up! Is going to send you a link so that you can click that link October 4th and then you can join. Now this is free to join, but you can certainly purchase the kit that they're going to be featuring, and it's called the Handmade and Heartfelt Kit. It's actually available now in the online store, and it's really cool because it has this what do they call it? A built-in organization station to help you make, sort, and send cards with ease. So it comes with, let's see here. You make 10 cards. Then they have the colors that coordinate. So you actually might already own the stamp, the ink pads. So you can change it up a little bit with the sentiments and the color. And then the sentiments are printed in English. And let's see. So the kit includes the Handmade and Heartfelt stamp set, the card organizer, a clear block, a secret C Stampin' Spot, and then the step-by-step instructions, as well as 10 printed cards, bases, and then printed envelopes. And then it comes with pre-cut pieces, embellishments, and twine, and then adhesive. So if you are a paper crafter, you might have ink pads that are in Basic Beige, Crumb Cake, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Secret C. So you can change up the greeting on the inside in different colors. So feel free to go in my online store, get this kit ordered so that it comes to you by the time World Card Making Day. Now, you can just craft along and make whatever it is you want on October 4th, but this is what Stampin' Up! Is going to feature that day, so if you want to craft along. Also, with that link that they send you, you can go back and revisit that link. So if there's something that you missed, now it is going to be between 2 and 3 our time, actually, I'm sorry, Mountain Time. So that means in Central Time, it's going to be between 3 and 4. So join us for World Card Making Day. I know I need to register because I'm looking very forward to that. And then, just wanted to put this out there, that in this holiday mini catalog, there is a stamp set. And it's called the Love and Courage Stamp Set. And Stampin' Up! Is going to donate $3 for every stamp set sold to breast cancer organizations. So not just one, but several, okay? So as a cancer survivor, cervical cancer, I really love the fact that Stampin' Up! Is doing this. And I have been cancer-free for 3 years. So I love the fact that this is going to go to a great cause. So get that. And then Stampin' Up! Released another kit along with that other one. This one's called the Road to Christmas Kit. And same here. What's that mean? I want to know. This kit is so cute, and I strongly suggest getting it before it sells out. This is called The Road to Christmas. It makes 8 different Christmas cards. Now, if you do not want to put this kit together, wouldn't this be great as a gift to somebody that could put this together and then have Christmas? You had cervical cancer too? I didn't know that. How long ago? It's not very often I've heard. You're actually the first person that I've heard that has that I've known. I'm not saying I've never known anybody who had it, but yeah, that was fun. Are you cancer free? Oh, 2008. Wow. So that is, hopefully you're cancer free, and that is a good indication that I might stay that way too. All right, I'm going to take a drink. All right. Oh, and I forgot to say one thing. Well, maybe 2 things. Oh, and there go some stamp sets. Okay, so, yay, good. Congrats. That is awesome. I would have to say that I was lucky as well, because I am now your walking advertisement to get your girly parts checked every year, because I hadn't gone for, let's see, 20 years? No, 18 years, or maybe 17, something like that. And I had passed out due to a major loss of blood and sprained both my ankles. And so God has a really weird way of getting me to the doctor. How are we going to get Joy to go to the doctor? Let's have her lose a lot of blood, pass out, sprain her ankles so that she can't walk very well, and she goes to the doctor to get that checked out. And then that led to, oh, why did you lose all this blood? And then they said, your tumor is that big. And that the gynecologist saw me on March 9th, and he put that little thingy in, and whoosh, there I go again. And he goes, you have cervical cancer. He did not need to do any type of test. He saw it. And I was admitted to the ER and had two bags of blood. That was a Wednesday, and that previous Friday I had 1 transfusion, 1 bag of blood. So, yeah, God works in mysterious ways. So, anybody who doesn't know me, there you go. Okay, so, this is our event that is coming up Saturday, November 1st. Now, I have been working on, I only have 2 things done. Let's see here. So, my girlfriends and I, we do this event Saturday, November 1st. And this is where you come in person. It's at a church in Highland Park, St. Paul. And there are 16 tables. So you pull a baggie out of your bag, and it says, number 3. So that means you take that baggie and you go to table number 3 and you put everything together. Now we do all the die cutting. All you need to do is stamp and attach and create that card. So I am not showing you the whole card, but I'm going to do a flyby. So this is one card that I have designed for this event. Here goes the flyby. Okay. So then, there's that one. Heidi and I do a virtual event, and we have this date picked, November 15th. Now, I don't know if it's active yet, so check it out. But here is a flyby of one of the cards that you will get for the virtual event. So how that works is you sign up at this link, www.thevirtualstampinevent.com, and then you will get a packet in the mail. Now, Heidi designs 4 cards. I design 4 cards. Now, a lot of the times, we will take the cards from our in-person event and make it so that it is friendly for the virtual event. But we have to deal with dies and punches. We can't do any stamped images. So if you want to purchase the stamp sets, Heidi's going to be putting that together in the virtual invite. And I think she's putting the name of the stamp sets that will be featuring. One of mine is going to be Lights of Aurora. And so here's the drive-by of the card that we're doing for the virtual event. So I got 2 done. So sign up, and you know that you're going to get great cards. All right, so as I said, and I have to share with you, Vicki sent me a thank you note. Look at this beautiful card. I love the Designer Series paper here. And she used one of my favorite embossing folders, and she's thanking me for one of my cards that I sent to her for watching a Facebook Live. And so now I got a card from her, and I'm going to put that up on my board. So thank you very much, Vicki. Now, she put a note in here so that if I want to, I can remake it, but use it and send it. But I am actually going to leave it sitting in my collection so that I can show people that, hey, I got a card. And so that's going to be sitting up in my stamp room, because I have 2 magnet boards that I put up all the cards that people send me, and I let them sit up until they run out of time. So thank you very much, Vicki, for that beautiful card. All right, so as I previously said, this is, let's see, this is Facebook Live number 20, okay? And so what I've been doing is revisiting the cards. I kind of explained that in the beginning. And so what I did is I went and I looked at this card and I used it as a stepping stone. And I created this card using new products from the Traditions of Christmas. And this is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. And this is Facebook Live number 431. So I showed you how to use the two-tone Designer Series paper, or two-tone cardstock is what it's called. And then they're getting close, 6-4. Then I showed how to take the labels, because this is, I should show this in the mini catalog. This is one of those Christmas Traditions of Christmas, where it has 2 stamp sets and 2 die sets, and they coordinate. So this one here is just greetings. This one here it's a lot of fun. So what it does is these dies right here cut out these items, okay? So this one, and these three at the top. These dies cut those out. Then these dies also cut things out in the Designer Series paper. So that's what I did in this one. And I just added a little bit of Wink of Stella to that card. And then I showed you how to put that together. So go back and look at 431 and see that. Now the card that I am working on now is this one. And I loved this paper and I loved this stamp set. And I should say bundle, because that, I loved how the leaves, when you had this die cut, it also left the etchings on the negative. And so this is Facebook Live number 21. So like I said, I've been going back and I'm revisiting, and I'm going to recreate this card. So we're going to be using Painterly Pears, but I'm not going to show you that card because this is not exactly how I'm going to do it, but it's a good stepping stone. So I'm casing the designer. It just happens to be me. Okay, so we're going to be playing with Painterly Pears and Sweet Collection, and that is an online store in the online store. Now, as a customer, you can go and look in the online exclusives. The only reason why it's called exclusives is because it's not going to be in any publication. So you, as a customer, you don't have to be a demonstrator. You can go in and see the Sweet Collection. You can purchase the whole thing by just putting one number in, or you can just get sections. Now, when you buy a stamp set and a die set together, you save the 10%. And then what I do is, this is, and I've shown this before, but I just want to show this again. When it comes to you, the dies come between this, okay? And you really don't see anything. So what I like to do is I like to take my dies out and I put them on a magnetic sheet. Then I flip this over, and there's still that place in the inside that I could put things if I wanted to, but I put this like this. And when I put this in the folder, I guess, I put the dies facing me, okay, so I can always see what's in here, because maybe I want to use the crosshatch die on a different card. Or maybe I want to add this leaf because I want a leaf, but the other leaves that I have are too small. Okay, then when I close this, this part right here does not hit any of those dies and moves them around. Now I can see the name, which is Perfectly Pears Dies, and I can see the number down there. When I flip this over, I put, using my label maker, and I put the name of it, and then I also put OE, which means online exclusive. So that way, I have my bin right here changed. So this is my online exclusives. And I don't have them in alphabetical order. I have them labeled. These are the cardboards that come in, the paper pumpkins, so I recycle those. And then I label things. Now, as they go, I will take them out, like the tags of thanks. The only thing that's available right now is the punch assortment. The tags of thanks stamp set, that actually left. It's going in, it's in the retiring section. It's in the online exclusive. So you might even be able to get it for a discount. Not sure. I haven't looked at that for a while. But the hole punch assortment, which was as part of its bundle, is still available. Okay, so that's how I take care of my things. Are going to be changing, though. We're only going to go to photopolymer soon. In the Holiday Mini, that is the last publication that you will see the cling stamps, the cling mount. And that is this. This is the red rubber. Okay, so these fit on the same blocks as the photopolymer, but Stampin' Up! Is having a hard time sourcing parts of the red rubber. And so they made a choice to stop carrying it now while it's still somewhat hard to get. They have enough to finish the annual catalog, but once December hits, anything that is in the Holiday Mini and the online exclusives that are red rubber, they're going to go to the last chance list. And they might even run out so pretty quick. So I'm not sure. We've never had to go through that before. But they've been having a hard time resourcing their red rubber. And then along with that, Stampin' Up! Is going to change. Hi, Darlene. Stampin' Up! Is going to change the way this is packaged. So you could still purchase these types of cases. However, they're going to come in envelopes so that it's going to be a game changer for anybody who has a lot of stamps. This is going to take up so much, not as much room is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so along with this suite, let me show you the Designer Series paper. Now, this happens to be one of my favorite Designer Series papers of all time. The colors are just so rich and invoking. So we're going to be playing with that today. Now, let me show you kind of like something that I did a little bit here. These items up here have been stamped and then cut out with the dies. The Designer Series paper cuts out the same, those dies get cut out by the same Designer Series paper. So that is really cool. Then all this here is extra. Also, Stampin' Up! Has 5 sentiments in this stamp set. 2 labels fit those sentiments, just one does not. So it's a great stamp set suite to have because it's very versatile. Now, when you run out of paper, you could certainly use your dies and have the same effect. So awesome. Okay, so I love it when Stampin' Up! Makes it so that it's multi-usable. We're going to be using the low line sparkle dots, and we're also going to be using this gorgeous ribbon. It's called Mossy Meadow and Gold. So it's Mossy Meadow on one side, and it's more gold with the Mossy Meadow lining on the outside. So we'll be playing with that as well today. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be the card that we're recreating, using our inspiration. So let's look at the measurements and the colors that we're going to be using for this card. All right, so we have a piece of Darling Duckling. It is 3 by 1, okay? And we're going to put that there. This is Petal Pink, and this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. This piece of that Designer Series paper, and it is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's the back side using that secret seed, but we're going to cover that up. Then we have Darling Duckling. Now this is the actual card. Carolyn, hi. This is the card. It is 4 inches wide by 10.5 long. And I scored it at 5 1/4. And then we have a piece of mossy meadow, and it is 4 1/4. No, we're not almost done. We're just starting, actually. So you're good. So this is our card base. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You're going to want to, maybe my really good friend Carolyn can talk me into doing the flybys again. You just got home? Okay, cool. All right. So, yeah, I showed in the beginning 2 cards that I'm going to be doing. One for the virtual event that's coming November 15th, and then one for the in-person event on the 1st, November 1st. So maybe at the end we'll do 2 flybys, with those. Okay, so this, I'm going to just let this sit here for a second. The reason why I like to do this is because, number one, you can recreate this card that I'm doing using a different stamp set. Okay? Different dies. Different designer series paper. But you're seeing that I did this card, but we're using Painterly Pears. Where am I going to go with it? You don't know. So I'm just showing you how to see things and then change it up a bit. All right, I'm just going to take a drink. I got blackberry lemonade. Okay, so that is enough of that. Okay, we're not going to do any embossing tonight, but we are going to stamp. Sarah? Yay! That would be so cool. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. You know what? I forgot to cut a piece of basic white. Okay, let's see. This is a piece of basic white. It's the inside of our card, and it is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so that's going to be the inside. So we're going to stamp our greeting on here, and we're also going to stamp our greeting, so our inside sentiment and outside sentiment. Now the colors, whoops, luckily I have good reflexes. That was going to step on my foot. We are going to be using Mossy Meadow, Cherry Cobbler. The reason why I have these over here is because I'm using sponge daubers, and the other ones I am not. All right, then we're going to be using Darling Duckling, Pecan Pie, Petal Pink, Real Red, and Secret Sea. So, all right, let's pick up the stuff that fell on the floor, which happens to be all the stamps. And I did a great job of cleaning them off to make sure that there's no fuzzies on them. So I'm just gonna do that now again, because, you know, when you have carpet, you have fuzzies. So we're just Ooh, there's a lot of fuzzies on that one. Holy buckets. I'm just going to pull those off and continue cleaning. Let's do that again. Like I said, carpet. Equal fuzzies. And let's see. We're going to flip that one over. Squeak, squeak. And I mean, I even took packing tape to my ink pads to see if I can take the fuzzies off of them. Because I like to be... Because somebody's going to win this card. See, I mean, look at all that fuzz. And some of it could be cat hair. I am going to be cleaning tomorrow, so that's vacuuming tomorrow. All right. Clean that off. Yes. Yeah. For those of you who have not been to my apartment, I have this, I don't know what you call it. I would call it almost like a particle board. And, hey Mike, can you do me a huge favor? What? Come here. I'm just going to have him clean my chamois. Will you do me a favor and just take this and rinse this in the water a couple times and then just bring it back? It's a sponge. He's looking at me like, what? But anyways, I have this kind of like a particle board that I used to have it in the basement of the house that I lived in, and it helped with, instead of having those plastic things that you put underneath your office chairs, this is like it, but it doesn't break down, and it doesn't, I mean, those things are like $70 to $90, and that was probably about 10 years ago. And they're probably, you know, over 100 now. And so now that, gosh darn it. So now that I live in the apartment, I reconfigured it. And I use it in the apartment, so then that way, like she said, if it falls on the floor, it doesn't hit anything that I'm going to have to pay for. All right, so here is Hello Friend in Secret Sea. Now, this is, you know, a dark color, so it's not black, and I really like that. And so these two are words that I did a little surgery. I cut very closely to the O so that it comes together a little bit closer. And that way I can line it up and ink them both up at the same time. Because when I line them up, I use my glass mat, and then I can see the lines so that I know that it's straight. And so that's what I do with that. All right, so then the inside greeting is going to say, hello friend, a good friend is a gift. And I can definitely attest to that. I have many gifts. All right, so that goes right up there. Now, this is a great way to, like I said, this is 2 3/4 wide. Thanks, dear. And this is 4 1/4. So this is a half a sheet wide, okay? And then you can get 4 of these on each sheet, and then you can get 8 total. So I like doing it this way for certain reasons. Number one, if you feel like you don't need to write a lot, why spend all that? You know, you don't have to always use the full quarter sheet on the inside of the cardstock. And then it's, you know, it kind of saves you a little bit. Okay, then we're going to put that away. Like I said, that was Secret C. And then we are going to do the inside of the card down here. And that is going to be the flower. And we're going to do that in Darling Duckling. We're going to do tone on tone. And I like doing it this way because you still get to see the flowers on here, but then you get to see the darkness of the flower, but it doesn't stand out like so bright. You know what I mean? Okay, so then now we're going to do Petal Pink, and that is going to be the flower centers. Now for me, it's a lot easier to twist the paper around than it is to constantly move my stamp around, and I might drop it and it might hit. Hi Barb, welcome. So I find it easier for me to turn the paper. And so then this is going to be, this is the center. So when you look at it, it's easier to see facing up. This one and this one here go with this one and that one there. This one's kind of facing off to the side. So once you line up these two, you could see better. All right. But sometimes you may not get it perfectly lined up, but you know what? Nobody's going to sit there and say, can I have a new card? It's not lined up perfectly. And if they do not deserve your artwork. All right. And let's see, this way. And this way. Nope. This way. Nope. I was doing so good. There we go. I turned it around. There we go. Plop and drop. Okay. So see how that turned out very nice without my shadow there? Okay. So that was Petal Pink. And I'm going by the colors of the Designer Series paper. And seeing as how that looks good, we're going to take this and, first of all, I'm going to move that over there. And I am going to grab my Stampin' Seal and my silicone mat. My silicone mat I use for glue when I use my when I use my adhesive, because I tend to overshoot and then get the this sticky, and I don't like it when it's sticky because I'm obviously not done designing my card yet. So I'm going to try to make it as even as possible, but because I have the flowers down here, it's going to be a little bit more closer to the top because I want to see that. All right, so we're done with the inside for now, so we can actually attach this to our card base. Now this is our card. This is what I call my card base. And I'm going to put this on here because then I could see better because it's a lighter color. And I'm going to get that good formation all the way around. And that is like that. Now I'm going to put that Designer Series paper I'm going to flip that around and again use my silicone mat and add the pretty color to the front. That's going to be right in center. Okay, so we're done as far as we can go for now. So we're going to put that over to the side, get rid of that, and we're going to grab, I think, how wide is that? We're going to do the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because I think it might be a little small. Well, maybe. Let's try it. Let's see if it does go through. It does. Okay, we can use the little one. So with the little one, look at, this is great to have in your stamping, in your craft room. So you could take this with you. For me, I use both of them. So my plates have seen better days, both of them. One was my cutting plate, and when I was cutting stuff for an event prep, I decided to also use my cutting plate as the top. So I was flip-flopping, I was making them twist, so I interchange. I have new cutting plates, and so when the first one cracks, it doesn't matter if it's this one or this one, I have new. So then the bottom one will be the cutting plate, which is the one that has the, the earthquake once that crack happens. So then we'll do that. But I have a thing to share. As I have always stated, oh, this is barely good. Yeah, I'm just going to fit perfectly on there. When I'm not going to put my paper in when I show this. Take your number one plate. It's not a plate, really. Take number one. Stagger number two. Then you put your paper in, and then line up this one with number one. So it looks like a 3, okay? That way. A very bad 3. But it rolls better when it goes in. Your big one, you don't have to do that. But I heard that tip from Sarah Douglas, who is, she's in charge at Stampin' Up. So that was like the biggest tip I heard from her. And it was so good. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our pear kind of like that. All right. And then we're going to put this on top. And we're going to roll that through. All right. Sorry for the shaking. Okay. Now we're going to keep that. So we're going to put that right there. And then we can get rid of that. That's the big die. Now, this is the die that we put right here. So, because I don't want to put it up because it looks kind of funny. I want to kind of put it like it's so it's already in the stem. So I'm putting it beyond where the paper was, okay? And then I'm making my leaf. You know what? I do not like the fact that the cutting plate is coming through. It's kind of put indents. You know what? We're not going to use that one. We're going to cut this and cut the petal pink again, and then we're going to get the big one, because the big one I know is not going to leave marks. So, all right. I mean, somebody's going to win this card. I want it to look good. Petal pink. And I shall be right back. Excuse me. Hiccups. All right. So now we're going to do that again. So that was practice. I didn't know that I was going to do that. So I haven't used my little one, and I put my pear away. So we're going to grab that pear die again. And we're going to put that right there. Hey, Bert. Bert's being funny. Okay, so then might as well put this on here and line that up so it's going to be straight as much as we can. And then we'll put a post-it note on that. Post-it note doesn't need to go on there. Okay, so we're going to put that through. Sorry for the shaking. All right. So then, much better. Okay, so this piece, now we have another pink pear. Well, we'll have to play with that. So then we're going to put that back. And I need its top. There it is, right there. So when I was explaining it before, we're putting it so that it's looking like it's coming out of the pear and not sitting right on top, because that would look funny. And then there is our greeting. We'll toss that, put that die back on the magnetic sheet. We'll put that back for its second round. So there is our pear, and this is what we want, okay? Now, this part, it was whacked off, so we're actually going to throw that one away. I took a piece of scrap paper and cut a full one, okay? Because we're going to actually use that pear. Now I'm going to put the die back, and we need to actually do some more stamping. Okay, grab the Stampin' Pearson mat again. And we're going to grab that pear and the pink. Okay. Now, I did not decide to go with that, so I'm just doing we're going to do real red for our pear. And if your real red is, or if your ink is very juicy, you want to push it down, because this is a distinctive stamp. Now, this is not really juicy for me, so, but I still wanted to show you because you want to be able to see. So that's real red. And then we're going to take the cherry cobbler, and we're going to hit the outside edges because it's a little bit darker. All right. Oh, I'm coloring my block too. Oh well, no biggie. So we're going to line that up on the pear, the pink paper. Come on, let's go. I mean, how cool is that? Okay. And then, I don't like that. So luckily we have another pair here. Now, we're going to clean that off because I don't want to mess up my ink pad. All right. The reason why I don't like it is because I went off too much. So, all right. I'm actually going to stamp that. I can see probably better because I'll be able to line that up better. That's what I... Okay, so I'm just going to tap, tap. Okay. And then hit the cherry cobbler. And we'll just go the outside edges. All right. I think I'll be able to see that better because it has that darker image there. Oh, that turned out cool. Look at that. So that is real red and cherry cobbler. Now, because my ink pad is going to color my photopolymer, I'm going to wash this off right away. And I'm wondering if stays on might help it a little bit. I'm just going to let it sit on there for just a moment. And then I'm going to, I have the other style of cleaner. We have the, I like this one a lot because this has the one side's wet, one side's dry. So it's the cheapest washer and dryer you will ever have. But I'm going to clean that with the water. I put Stampin' Mist on one side with a tiny bit of water. And then I'm going to just see if I can clean off some of that color so I could see it better. I'm just going to let that sit there. Okay, so then now, oh, seeing as how I have that open, I have closed it, I'm going to clean off the other ones that we used. And those tend to not show too much. All right, so on the pear, we're going to take those Secret C and we'll do some of those spots on our pear. And clean that off. Oh no. All right, looks like the Twins are losing. Top of the ninth. Gosh darn it. 8-6. Here I was thinking we might actually win a game at home. No. Okay, so now this one is the leaf, okay, that goes in like that. So how I am going to work this is I am going to ink this up in Pecan Pie. Now, if you notice, I only have one leaf that hit that color. So I'm going to tap it off. Okay. And then I am going to open up my Mossy Meadow. And I am going to align that up. Just tap, tap, tap. Flip that around. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. And then I am going to put that I huffed on it. See if that'll work. And then I'm going to line that up on the stem. Okay, so kind of like that. And then we're going to grab, now this is a pecan pie. It is a light blend, okay? So I am going to kind of color that stem around the pink. Okay, and I'm going to grab the dark. That was the light, and this is the dark. And I'm just going to go around the outside edge. And then, so we're having different shades of pecan pie. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing, but because we have more space to play with, we're going to do a sponge dauber, and we're going to grab the Mossy Meadow, and I'm actually going to use a piece of scrap, and I'm just going to dauber the outside edge. I just didn't want to have some of the green hit the, like when you're going like this. Okay, I mean, you can do this, but once you're getting close to that stem, I didn't want to color the stem. So this is the way I came up with it on how to circumvent that. Yeah, you're still going to have some pink showing, but it's not going to be blatant, saying, "Hi, I'm pink." All right, that looks really good. All right, so then we're going to take put that over here, and then we're going to take that and clean that. Now, if you are new to me, I take my Simply Chamois and cut them into 4s. So then that way, I have enough for my stamp camps, and then my events. Plus, I had a cat that loved anything foam. And Lewis is no longer around. He's been gone for a while, but I still do it. Okay, so then we're going to take the cherry cobbler, and we're going to do the same thing. This is a lot easier to sponge because you got more space to play with, and you can flip it around. Now, you can also cut the pink off if you wanted to, but I just kind of want to show you how you can deal with that and make a beautiful red pear. I've never had a red pear, but I mean, how lovely is that? Okay, so then now we could put stuff together. Okay, so this one, okay, we're going to get rid of our Stampin' Pearson mat. And we're going to grab the dimensionals. I'm getting close to the end. All right, there's one. And then it looks like the rest are going to be chopped. Chopped sides. All right. Oh, there's another one. I didn't see that one. Grab that. And that can go right there. And then we're going to go right in there. Okay, this one I can chop right there. Ooh, perfect. You know, sometimes those corner pieces just, you know, work perfectly for a corner. Okay. Now, because this is going to sit over the Designer Series paper, but it's also going to have stuff sitting on top of it. I don't want it to like squish in. Okay, so I'm going to take the lid and stab and grab. Stab and grab. Normally it stays on. Okay, so grab. There we go. Boy, I am not doing very well at stabbing and grabbing. Just the stabbing. Okay, stab. Stab. Okay. That's not... Come on, let's go. This always works for me. Yep, that's sticky. That's sticky. Okay, cool. All right, so then we're going to take this and we're going to put this directly onto our Designer Series paper. Oh, darn it. I forgot to do something. Oh, well, I guess I'm going to have to do it. Okay. I think... All right. So we're going to grab that silicone mud again. And we're going to put adhesive. And that is going to go right there. And then our pear leaves. Right there. All right, so the inside is almost done. This is going to go kind of like that. Let's see. I think, yep. So we're going to put one dimensional there, a mini. Make sure I'm putting it in the right spot. Not the wrong spot, the right spot. So we'll put two there. And then we'll put some adhesive on this side. Stab and grab those backings. Ooh, look at how nice the mini wants to play. There we go. And then we're going to sit that. Just like, come on. There we go. just like that. Oops, a little bit crooked. There we go. Much better. Okay. Alrighty, then we're going to take this ribbon and we're going to make a bow. Oops, that's a little big. Just play with it until you like the size. This ribbon is absolutely, I wish they would make it like in more colors. Like it's a wow. I'm surprised it's still in stock. All right, that's good enough, right? I think. Okay. Come on, Austin, let's go. It's 8-7. Minnesota is losing. We got 2 people on. I just want the Twins to have a end on a high note. Okay. We're going to put that right there. And that's going to go, actually I'm going to make that a tad bit smaller. Come on. Bases are loaded. Oh ho ho ho. Thank you, Tina. A lot of the games this year I actually have had on mute. And then I am watching stamping videos at the same time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, okay, and I'm going to put it like right in there, okay, and then take that off. There we go. And then we're going to put that right on top, okay, and then we'll trim that down a little bit. Okay. This color is so pretty. I know I'm a dork, but I mean, it just gets me so excited. I just love it so much. Okay, and then we're gonna do Secret C, because I really didn't, woo, when I just shot that way across the way. All right, there we go. And get over here. We're going to put that one, no, right where I want you. And then we're going to grab a small one. Let's not stab me today. We're going to put that right there. So we're creating that triangle. No smushing. Okay, up. All right, so we got the layer there. Now, my thought, excuse me, allergies are driving me nuts this year. Okay, so we are going to take what I had intended to do. Was put the Wink of Stella. You know, when you cut this out, it leaves that outline. Well, yeah, now I'm going to have to put that on. Oh, gosh darn it, Bert. Bert's sitting in my spot. Hi, bud. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're getting down. Yeah, I got a color. Yeah, I got a color. Uh-huh. Yep. All right. I got a color with Wink of Stella. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm sitting down now, sorry, is I'm going to grab a scrap piece, and I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella and shake that really well. Squeeze. Never squeeze over your card. Always squeeze off to the left. And if you have a glass mat, it's actually really good to have because then you can pick it up and keep using it. All right. There we go. Yes, they tied it. Ha! Sorry. And this is a new one, but I just want to make sure that it is all good. Oops. Those scraps, you know, they come in handy. But my intention was, you know, like I said, to do this before attaching, but now I get to show you what to do when good intentions were forgotten or not done, or hey, I should have done this better. I should have done it this way. That would have been easier. I am here to show you the hard way and then how to make it easier. Right? I guess. And so basically the outline, the indent, we're just coloring that indent with the Wink of Stella. And then we're going to open. Twins win! Happy day! Who got the walk off? Oh, hi Cindy, welcome. Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to kind of do the outside edge. Okay, so we got that. How you doing, Cindy? It's nice to see you. Okay, so now that we're done with that color, which was the outside that we used was cherry, and we're going to switch that off, and we're going to hit the dots of the Secret Sea. Now, the Secret Sea is probably not going to bleed too much, but if it grabs any color, I don't want it to do what I did. I'm going to do the same treatment to the leaf, outside edge, because this is distinctive, and if I were to color it in, I would basically say, well, thank you very much. You're so sweet. Let's see. So it's distinctive. So over here it's darker, right there it's lighter, and you can literally see the dots, especially like right over here. And if I were to color this in, I would make it muddied. So let me show you what I am talking about. I'm going to grab my Real Red. Now I'm going to go wash it off and then get it all inky again. But I'm going to grab a scrap piece of cardstock. Because I really, really love the Distinctive brand of stamp. Because it allows you to have a variation of color without doing all the hard work. Okay, so here's a scrap piece of basic white. If I did it on here, it wouldn't show you the right way. Okay, so get that piece off there. Okay, so as you can see, there is a variation in color there. So what you can do is you can kind of tap, okay, and give that Wink of Stella. Now, see how that looks there? It still has a little bit of a lighter look, but it's completely different than that. So that's why with the Distinctive, you want to make sure that your ink pads, if they're really juicy, then you want to spoon them, okay? Especially if you have the foam pads. If you have some older pads like me, you don't have really that problem with the Cherry Cobbler. That's the felt pad. So you really don't have the issue that you would with a foam pad because it squishes down in and it really covers up all that shading in there. Okay, so that is your Wink of Stella lesson. Okay, so I shared with you the original card, so I gotta clean that off too. All right, so get rid of that. So the original card, which was Facebook Live number 21, was that. Okay, so I took this idea and I went with it, and I used Painterly Pears Whole Sweet Collection and designed, thank you very much. So when I went and cut this out and I stamped on the pink, okay, so Cindy, you're going to have to go back and watch the replay if you want to see how I did that out of this. What I want you to do is get your name entered to win this card. So do a thumbs up or a heart, then leave a comment, and then share this. Sharing helps get my name out there. You also get 2 entries by doing that, whereas the like and the comment leaves 1. Now, do not leave because I'm going to do a flyby. Okay, so for those of you, okay, so I'm going to leave this here for just a second. So when you share this, I just want the other people that see this to understand that they get a chance to win as well. So don't forget to like and share. Yes, you're going to get a flyby. I'm going to do both of them, okay? So, but I just want to announce it so that you're paying attention and not falling asleep, Carolyn. I think the last time I did a flyby, Carolyn had fallen asleep or something like that. I don't remember for sure. Okay, so for the first one, this is for the in-person event. And this is a fun fold, and I'm not showing you the fun fold. Okay, so this is using the Lights of Aurora, and that is for the in-person event. And that is, registration is now open. It is Saturday, November 1st. Check it out at www.thestampinevent.com. All right, so that's for that one. And then Heidi and I, we put on a virtual event, and we generally use the same stamp sets that we do at the in-person event. So this one is completely different. This one is for the virtual event. So www.thevirtualstampinevent.com. That is going to be November 15th. It is a Saturday. I don't know if the registration is up yet or not, but here you go. Ooh, that is the flyby for the virtual event. Now the difference is, the first one, you use stamps. The second one, we have to use dies, designer series paper. We can't do any stamping for you. We do kind of try to tell you what size. Let's see. So, like if it was this card, I would say this stamp set in the mini catalog, this is not around. This one's the old one, okay? But I would say to fit that size of stamp, if you have something for that size. So you could go look in the catalog and see what size it is to know what you need to get prepped. So if you want to purchase the Lights of Aurora, go ahead, because that's a stamp set that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using for the in-person event, I am using the Traditions of Christmas, Lights of Aurora, and Branching Out. Now for the virtual event, I am doing Traditions of Christmas, Sweet, Lights of Aurora. You already saw the card, which was a flyby, Branching Out, and then the addition, I will be doing Painterly Pairs. I have no idea what the design is going to be for that, but yeah. So if you want to get those in advance for the virtual event, go ahead. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. All right, guys, I want to say sorry I couldn't be here last night. Sometimes Fridays are more fun. And I will be back on Sunday. I have no idea what we're doing. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend, because today is Friday and it's the start of. And I shall see you on Sunday.